Welcome to our channel. Today, we're diving deep into the sands of time to uncover the chilling truth behind Egypt's most haunted legends. From ancient tombs sealed for centuries to the mysterious curses that followed those who dared to disturb them, these are not just myths, but real stories steeped in fear, death, and the supernatural. What lies beneath the golden treasures of the pharaohs? And why did so many explorers meet untimely ends? Join us as we explore the dark secrets and spine-tingling tales behind Egypt's most cursed tombs. Hit subscribe, and prepare to enter a world where history meets horror. Curses and Tombs, the true stories behind Egypt's haunted legends. Ancient Egypt conjures visions of golden tombs, imposing pyramids, and the mysterious Sphinx standing guard in the desert. But for many, these wonders are wrapped in whispers of something darker: curses, hauntings, and unexplained misfortunes. Stories of tombs that bring death and disaster have captivated imaginations for centuries. But how much truth lies behind these eerie tales? Are they ancient superstitions, or do they stem from real events that sparked fear and myth? This article uncovers the truth behind Egypt's most infamous curses and haunted tombs, exploring both the archaeological evidence and the legends that refuse to die. The Curse of the Pharaoh, the legend that never dies. No discussion of Egyptian curses is complete without mentioning the Curse of the Pharaoh, also known as the Curse of the Mummy. The legend exploded into the public imagination after the discovery of King Tutankhamun's tomb in 1922 by British archaeologist Howard Carter and his patron, Lord Carnarvon. Shortly after the tomb was opened, Lord Carnarvon died under mysterious circumstances. A mosquito bite that became infected led to blood poisoning. Newspapers quickly coined the idea of a curse, that anyone who dared to disturb the tomb of a pharaoh would meet a swift and deadly end. Soon, other deaths were linked to the curse. Sir Archibald Douglas Reed, who took X-rays of Tutankhamun's mummy, died mysteriously. American financier George J. Gould I, who visited the tomb, died of pneumonia. The media ran wild with the idea that the tomb was protected by ancient magic or a vengeful spirit. Reality check: coincidence or curse? In reality, of the 58 people present when the tomb was opened, only 8 died within a decade. Howard Carter himself lived until 1939, 17 years after the discovery. Many archaeologists and workers involved lived long, healthy lives. Modern scholars suggest a more rational explanation: toxins. Some tombs, sealed for millennia, may contain airborne mold spores or bacteria harmful to modern lungs. Aspergillus flavus, a toxic fungus, has been found in some tombs and could have triggered respiratory illnesses in those with compromised immune systems. However, science has yet to prove that such spores are deadly enough to account for the cursed deaths. Most likely, the idea of the curse caught on due to a mixture of coincidence, media hype, and the public's appetite for mystery. The Mummy's Revenge in Victorian England. Long before King Tut's tomb was opened, mummy mania gripped Victorian England. Egyptian artifacts, including human remains, were shipped to Europe in bulk. It was not uncommon for the elite to host unwrapping parties, where mummies were publicly unwrapped for entertainment. One famous story involves the so-called unlucky mummy, now housed at the British Museum. The artifact, a wooden mummy board thought to depict a high-ranking priestess, quickly gained a reputation. Those associated with transporting or studying the mummy reportedly suffered bad luck, illness, or death. The legend grew so large that it was even blamed for the sinking of the Titanic, though the mummy was never actually aboard the ill-fated ship. Truth behind the unlucky mummy. Despite its ominous nickname, the unlucky mummy has no known history of misfortune verified by historians. The artifact never left the British Museum during the Titanic voyage. The rumors appear to have started with British spiritualists, who opposed disturbing the dead and used the tale to condemn mummy collecting. While no scientific evidence supports the mummy's curse, it serves as an example of how guilt over colonial looting and fascination with the supernatural often intersected during the era of imperial expansion. Cursed tombs across Egypt, real archaeological mysteries. While King Tut's tomb is the most famous, it is far from the only Egyptian site linked to curses. Some lesser-known cases have also fueled belief in supernatural revenge from the ancient world. The tomb of Kentaika Akeki. In 2009, a team of archaeologists opened a tomb in Saqqara, belonging to the high-ranking official Kentaika Akeki. Within weeks, strange events were reported. A researcher developed a rare blood disorder. Another fell from scaffolding. Equipment malfunctioned inexplicably. One inscription on the tomb read, "As for all men who shall enter this tomb, may the crocodile be against them in water, and the snake against them on land." While chilling, these warnings were commonplace in ancient tombs, meant more to deter robbers than cast real spells. Ancient Egyptians believed strongly in the protection of the dead, and grave robbing was a severe crime. Curses were the ancient equivalent of a security system. The workers' village at Deir el-Medina. The artisans who built tombs in the Valley of the Kings lived in a settlement called Deir el-Medina. In their writings, archaeologists discovered that many workers genuinely believed in curses and spiritual retaliation. There are records of workers using curses against each other during disputes, invoking gods to punish wrongdoing. Amulets and ritual objects have also been found in the ruins, suggesting widespread belief in magical protection. In this context, it's clear that the Egyptians themselves believed in curses, even if they were not always effective. The fear of disturbing the dead was real, and long before modern archaeologists felt it. Psychological explanations: the curse as a self-fulfilling prophecy. One of the more grounded explanations for the persistence of the mummy curse legend is psychological. The phenomenon of the nocebo effect, the opposite of the placebo effect, shows that belief in harm can cause real physical symptoms. Someone convinced they are cursed may become anxious, depressed, or physically ill. Many early archaeologists were deeply spiritual or superstitious, even while pursuing scientific goals. The stress of working in unfamiliar conditions, encountering decayed corpses, and experiencing sleep deprivation could lead to hallucinations, illness, and accidents. When something bad inevitably happened, as it would in any long-term excavation, the curse became the explanation. Egyptian beliefs about the afterlife and protection of the dead. To understand why tombs were cursed, one must understand ancient Egyptian spirituality. Death was not the end but a transformation. The deceased passed into the Duat, or underworld, and required preservation of the body, ritual offerings, and written spells to survive the journey. Tombs were carefully constructed to protect the mummy and house the Ka, spirit. Tomb curses were just one part of this defense system, along with false doors, protective deities painted on walls, and physical traps like falling stones. The Egyptians did not cast curses out of malevolence, but out of a deep respect for death. Disturbing a tomb could mean interrupting a soul's eternal journey, a spiritual crime that required consequences. Haunted sites in modern Egypt. Belief in haunted tombs continues in Egypt today, particularly in rural areas. Tomb raiders and illegal diggers have reported frightening experiences, sudden collapses, strange lights, or terrifying dreams. Whether from guilt, suggestion, or real danger, such experiences reinforce the belief that some tombs should not be touched. In Luxor and Aswan, locals still whisper about cursed valleys where spirits guard forgotten graves. While most scientists remain skeptical, they respect the power such beliefs still hold in Egyptian culture. Pop culture and the immortal curse. Hollywood has played a major role in cementing the idea of cursed mummies in the public imagination. The 1932 film The Mummy, starring Boris Karloff, and its many reboots, including the 1999 action version, transformed ancient curses into global entertainment. These stories draw loosely on Egyptian themes but often invent much of the mythology. The real power of these films lies in their ability to exploit our fear of the unknown, the ancient, and the forbidden. Myth, mystery, and meaning. So, do Egyptian tombs really contain deadly curses? The evidence suggests not. Most stories of cursed tombs are either exaggerated, misunderstood, or coincidental. While some ancient Egyptians used protective spells to ward off tomb robbers, there's no proof of supernatural forces targeting modern archaeologists. And yet, the myth endures, for good reason. These tales tap into something primal: fear of death, reverence for the past, and the enduring mystery of ancient civilizations. Tomb curses remind us that the line between history and legend is often thin, and in that space, our imaginations are free to wander. Whether you see the curse of the pharaoh as superstition or history's warning label, it continues to captivate us. It speaks not only to what the ancients believed but to our own unease about the things we dig up, and the truths we might uncover. Thanks for joining us on this eerie journey through Egypt's cursed tombs and haunted legends. If these spine-chilling stories gave you goosebumps, don't forget to like, comment, and share your favorite tale below. Have you heard of other haunted relics or ancient curses? We'd love to hear your thoughts. Make sure to subscribe and hit the notification bell so you never miss a dive into history's darkest corners. Until next time, stay curious, stay brave, and remember, some secrets were never meant to be uncovered. See you in the next video, if the curse doesn't follow you home first.